Hi, Josiah. Can you hear me? There you are. Hi, Josiah.
Hello.
How are you?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Good. This is my first time broadcasting this. I just figured out how to do it so that I can tape our class meetings and people can go back and review them later. Or
Oh,
if they
awesome.
have to leave for any reason or whatever, it'll be available.
Oh, that's great. Okay.
Yeah. So I guess I'll repeat the invitation, get everybody here. Did it pop up on your screen, the invitation?
Yeah, it was kind of like just showing up on the right side in a little side column.
Okay.
So I was looking for it.
Okay, good. I hope everybody shows up. I'm going to send a reminder so they all know I'm here. Oh, good. There's Jerry. Hi, Jerry.
How are you?
Fine. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Welcome to the class.
Thanks.
We've got 2 now, so.
It was a little bit of a journey getting here, so.
Was it glitchy or was it hard to see? What was it like on your end?
Well, mine was fine. There was no invitation, no nothing, and I kept looking around for the invitation, and then all of a sudden I saw on your page the little icon for today's meeting. I clicked on it.
Okay.
And it's YouTube.
There's Christopher. Cool.
Hello.
Hi, Christopher.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yep.
Sweet.
Cool.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. So, Jerry, this is the first time that I have enabled a broadcast so that I can record our sessions, and that way, people can go back and review things, or if they miss class for some reason, they'll be able to access it. And I've never done that before.
Oh, perfect.
So, but as far as the invitation goes, I know sometimes it can be it's just that little bell in the top corner. So I'm going to keep on sending that invitation out and send a reminder too. Oh, here's Rachel. Good. Everybody's filtering in. Hi, Rachel. Did your computer fall? I'm sending out a text to people to make sure they know we're here. Okay. Uh-oh. Okay. So we have Rachel, Josiah, Jerry, and Christopher.
Commands enter. Joining a hangout with 4 other participants.
Hi, Emily.
Hi.
I have muted the rest of you because everybody's sounds are coming through and it gets echoey and stuff. So what we'll do with this is be muted unless you're going to say something. So you kind of get used to it after a while, this muting and unmuting. Okay? So let me see. Okay. So I'm just waiting for everybody to get here. I know it's kind of tricky the first time. Emily, was it really Was it really small, like the little bell? You have to like click on it to see the invitation?
No, well, I first got the text message saying that, you know, the Remind 101,
Okay.
and then I just looked at my screen
Oh,
and then,
great.
yeah.
But did it like pop up obviously, or is it really?
No, because I was looking at a different screen, so it
Okay.
didn't, yeah, I didn't see it
I kind of
otherwise.
wish the invitations were a little bit more obvious,
Yeah.
because they're not. They're kind of small. Okay, let's see. Enable your canvas. Did you accept that invitation? Rachel, just. Look out here. Start here. Flag. Oh, let's see. Oh, there, I hear you now. There you are. I'm sorry, guys. This is a little strange. This is the first time that I've done this connecting to YouTube so that I can record it. Can you guys hear me? Hangouts. Okay, I'm back. Can you hear me? Okay. Okay. This is the first time I've done this broadcast, so that you guys can go back and see our class later if you want to review things, or if you're ever not here for class for one reason or another, then you'll be able to access the class. And this is just the first time that I've turned on this feature. I couldn't really, there we go. Oh, someone's trying to video call me. So anyway, lesson 1 of technology, which you probably already know. Expect anything, be ready with a backup plan, and don't panic. So, okay, I see that Christopher was here, and now I'm not sure. Christopher, are you out there?
Hello?
Hello, is that
Hi.
Christopher?
Yeah. I guess I pressed something.
Okay. Okay, hold on. I've got I've got students from my last class trying to get in. Okay, so I just want to see if I'm missing anybody. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started, and hopefully people will find us. 1, 2, so we just have 5. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Sometimes you guys are going to be sharing your screen. So what you do to share the screen is there's a button in the left-hand corner, a green screen with an arrow, and so I'll be sharing my screen and sort of leading you through our course. First of all, part of our getting started is a little introduction. So I'm Lisa Rodriguez, and I've been teaching elementary school since 1987. I started in Los Angeles Unified, but we moved up here to Oregon in 2000, and so I've been up here ever since. And I got my doctorate and started teaching as a professor online in 2010. And that's how, if you know Dr. Jennifer Corduff, that's how I know her, because we were in Walden together and we met in Minneapolis. And the cool thing is that we remained friends even though we really didn't see each other after that for a couple of years. So I have a husband and 2 sons, aged 24 and 21. And I teach kinder through 5th. So I'm the specialist here at our school. They come to me for technology, computer lessons, and writing lessons. So that's what I do. So I'd like you guys to share a little about yourselves, like if you're teaching, what age level or what your goal is to teach, what grade level or whatever, and just any little interesting thing about you. So I'm just looking in order here. Christopher, would you like to go first?
Sure. Testing again. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Do you have a camera? Do you have a camera you can turn on?
Yeah, I can see myself. I didn't know you couldn't see me.
Oh. Yeah. No.
Okay, so I'm playing with the button and I'm not flashing
Okay.
on.
There you go. Oh, you were there for a second.
There you go.
There you are. Yep.
Okay.
I see you.
All right.
Okay. Cool.
All right. So hello everybody. I'm Chris. I teach world history and AVID at West Valley High School in Hemet, California. I've been teaching for 2 years now, so next year will be my 3rd year, and I have a really good department. I enjoy teaching very much. I run the video game club at the school, so it's pretty fun. We go throughout all the, or we're trying to go through all the consoles through history kind of thing. So we start off at Atari and Pong machines, and go through Nintendo and Sega, and then bring it on up to today kind of thing. And the kids
Cool.
enjoy learning the history of the games at the same time.
It's interesting how much it's
Yeah.
changed so quickly.
Yeah, so now they're up to, I don't know, Mario 50 or something.
Yeah.
So it's fun to go back and play the first one. They really enjoy that. So yeah, that's, and I got my wife. We're expecting our first baby.
Well,
pretty soon.
congratulations.
Thank you.
That's exciting.
She had your class last module.
I was
So-
going to ask if Terry was. I mean, I figured you were related. I wasn't sure how. So.
Yeah. So we'll be figuring out if it's a boy or girl in July, and
Oh, cool.
yeah,
When is
so-
she due?
in November 20th.
Nice.
So we're
That's
super
great.
excited. Yep.
Yeah, that's so cool.
All
And
right.
you've got a sneak peek at the class.
Yeah, definitely. She'll be helping me along if I have
Yeah.
any questions. I'll ask you, and I'll ask her too.
Okay, great. And do you teach? I figure it's high school, right?
Yeah,
All the grades of high school. Okay. Okay, great. It's nice to meet you.
Yeah, definitely. Same.
Okay, Emily, how about you?
My name is Emily, and I live in La Habra, California. I actually got my multiple subject credential back in, I think, 2009 or 2010. I can't even remember. At APU, I actually just recently went back to school to finish up my master's. I've been subbing pretty much for the past like 4 years or so, and I'm hoping, fingers crossed, prayers, that I get a job this fall. So yeah, I've just that's pretty much all I've been doing is subbing. So
Okay.
yeah, hopefully I'll finish my master's hopefully this coming fall, and yeah, I can't really think of anything else really that interesting about myself,
How
but I'll
about-
get back to you.
What grade levels?
Oh, I'm open for the most part, but I would prefer maybe like 4th, 5th grade. That would be
Okay.
like a preference.
Okay. Okay, cool. So yes, we'll be praying for you. Hope
Oh,
you get some
thank you.
interviews coming up. That is
Thank
exciting
you.
too. Okay, Jerry, you're up.
Hello, I'm Jerry Salisbury. I live in Hemet, California, kind of close to West Valley there. My kid and wife, actually my wife teaches at Hemet High School, and which is like a rivalry for West Valley for Christopher there. But I have a son in high school, and I have a daughter that I'm sending off to University of San Diego starting in September. Been just finished up my the credentialing part of the program for special education, K through 12. But actually, I'm just waiting to take the RECA. I kind of keep putting it off because a little bit scared to take it right now. So been subbing for like the last 6 months. I was an aide, special education aide, for the last 3 years in San Jacinto. And actually, I've been long-term in subbing for like the last 3 months in San Jacinto in a special ed classroom. So hopefully next year, I don't know if I'm going to still sub next year or try and get the job or not, but I'll have to see how.
And it's high school level that you've been
No,
working with?
I don't know. I think eventually I'll be high school level, but right now I'm kind of enjoying the elementary level.
Okay.
I
Uh-huh.
was doing long-term sub. I was actually doing K through 3rd graders,
Oh,
and just really had a lot of good experiences and had a fun time working with the kids we had, and
nice.
kind of like not afraid to do it anymore. That level. That was
Yeah.
like when I first started. I was like,
You-
"There's no way in heck I'll be doing that level. It's crazy. That's crazy people down."
Kinder, really?
Yeah, it was like, there's no way. But now that I've kind of gotten into it, by accident, and I don't know, it's been a blast. So I can't complain about it at all.
That's your feelings with that are kind of like mine with middle school. I'd be, nervous. And stuff.
Yeah.
I think people are definitely, they go one way or another, because I hear like middle school teachers go, I would never teach kindergarten, or first grade, and first grade teachers like, would never teach middle school. So I'm glad that there's a whole range of people with their talents and preferences to teach the whole range of children as they grow up.
Yeah, I think a lot of people just don't realize until they get into something that it's just a good experience. It's just as good an experience to be wherever you're at,
Yeah,
because you're put where you're
exactly.
supposed to be. I think.
It's all building the experience. That's true.
That's about it.
I'm sorry.
still there?
I think you're losing your connection.
Okay. You keep freezing
Yeah.
on me.
What did you just say?
Other than that's about it, actually.
Oh. Oh, so I'm freezing. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. You just froze again. Oh, there you
Okay.
go.
Rachel, how about you? Oh, am I frozen again?
No, you just came on.
Okay. The ne- So, Rachel, can you hear me? Uh-oh. Am I frozen?
Kind of keep going in and out.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you're cutting in and out.
Yeah, you'll freeze, then unfreeze, then freeze.
Oh, Danielle's there. Good.
Oh yeah, I made it.
Rachel, can you hear me? Okay, guys, I'm gonna move this and see if I get a better connection out there. Let's see. Hold on. We're going for a walk. All right. Here I am. I'm walking around trying to find a good connection. We have brick walls. I think it's not making things easy. Okay. This might be better. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so Rachel, you are up.
Okay, can you hear me?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Okay, well, I am just finishing up my credential program at APU, and I live in French Valley, California, which is near Hemet, and I go to the Marietta campus, and I actually just got hired in the Menifee district as a first grade teacher.
Congratulations.
So, thank you.
That's cool.
Yeah. And so I'm just getting ahead in my master's for the summer because I assume I'll be really busy throughout the school year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. And I'm sorry, I didn't catch it. Have you taught before? Have you subbed or?
Yeah, I subbed a little bit, but only for my master teachers.
Okay.
Because I just started the program and then I got hired. So.
Cool.
Not much.
Wonderful. Okay. Thanks. And Danielle, can you introduce yourself? Tell a little bit about you and if you're teaching and grade levels and just a little bit about you.
Yes, so my name's Danielle and I live in Temecula. And I just finished my credential and I'm moving down to San Diego at the end of the summer, and I actually just applied with San Diego Unified today. So crossing my fingers. And yeah, I subbed a lot in Temecula, Marietta, Hemet, Riverside. And then yeah, that's pretty much it.
And you're the one you interviewed for what grade level?
Well, I just applied for San Diego for just
okay.
Yeah.
So do you have a preference?
Yeah, I mean I like upper grades.
Okay.
So I just did my student teaching in 3rd and 5th grade, and I really love 5th grade.
Okay.
So,
yeah, I like that grade level too. Cool. Okay. who did we lose? We lost
Josiah?
Josiah, yeah. Josiah, and I think we lost somebody else, too. Okay. Let's see. Now, I've moved away from my notes in my other computer, so I'm kind of... Let's see. Rachel, Danielle, Josiah, Jerry. 2, 3, 4. Christopher's here. Emily's here. And Yvette never has shown up. Let me see if I can get her. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so I can lead you through where we're going here. Okay, so what I'd like you guys to do is to go ahead and go to Canvas. Okay, so go ahead and go to Canvas, and that is, I'll give you the link, that'll make it easier for you. Okay, that should take you to Canvas. So is everybody enrolled and able to get to Canvas so we can look at it together? Let me know if there's any problems there. Okay, so I'm on the front page of Canvas, and we'll start with the announcement section, which this is just a little blurb about this class. Okay, somebody tell me, because I can't see you. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. So this is a picture I took of this little girl. This is several years ago here at our school, and her parents were here for like an open house or something for their older child, and she just sat right there, and I don't know, she's probably around 2, and she just took to it immediately. Most of the students that I teach here, a lot of them don't have computers at home, have never touched a computer when they enter at kindergarten, and it's amazing how fast they take to it. Which, especially at kindergarten, it amazes me because when you think of it, it's pretty complex, the cognition involved with moving a mouse around and having it do things up in front of you on a screen. That's kind of a strange hand-eye coordination, or just the idea of it, to me seems complex when I think about it, and yet kindergartners, it's always the same thing. The first 2 weeks, they're crying and wetting and asking for their mommies, and within 2 weeks they are clicking and using the mouse. And you can see this little girl's on Starfall, which I'll show you at some point in the class. It's a great site. So this right here is what you would definitely call a digital native. In contrast to us, which all of us are digital immigrants, which means we were not born into a world where it was just all around us being used all the time. And now students, most of them, at least in the United States, are. So I'm going to the syllabus, and you see that you can download the syllabus here as a PDF if you'd like to. Okay, so I'm just going to scan down. Here's my information, and that's my cell phone, so you can always text me there. I'm going to go through a lot of this in the PowerPoint that I'm going to show you. So I'm just skipping down the idea objectives, learning to analyze and critically evaluate ideas, arguments, and points of view, gaining factual knowledge, terminology, classification methods, and trends, and learning fundamental principles, generalizations, or theories. In a nutshell, this class is focusing on 3 things, and that is cognition, specifically Bloom's taxonomy and Gardner's multiple intelligences, the standards, especially the new Common Core standards in regard to reading, math, and science, and you'll still be using the older standards if you are going to be doing units in other areas like history, social studies, art, stuff like that. And then the integration of current technologies to enhance teaching and learning experiences and to address all types of learners. So that's the 3 things: cognition, standards, and technology. Okay. So you have 3 textbooks. I was told when I started teaching this class, I'm sorry, 2 textbooks. There they are. These are optional, Gardner's texts. The 2 textbooks are Mackenzie's Multiple Intelligences and Instructional Technology and Silver's So Each May Learn. And what I was told when I started teaching this class is that that if you were in this program, you would not have to have any textbooks. You'd have them all available on electronically. But these were exceptions because they just haven't found as high a quality comparable texts to these, and these are not available, at least not yet, electronically. So they're really, you can get them very cheap because they're not new editions or anything. So you can actually go on Amazon.com and get it for like a penny. So you're only paying for the shipping and handling. And so get a used one. It's not a new version, but they're definitely 2 really excellent books that you're going to want to have in your library anyway. So task stream, you'll be submitting your final projects. You're going to have 3 projects in this class, and the last one, project 3, is a unit plan, and that'll be the one that you're uploading to task stream that I'll be evaluating there. So you see your work in this class will be the threaded posts, a minimum of 2 responses in each discussion. Now, here's the tricky thing with the discussions. Usually, this is a 9-week course during the regular term, and so we're on Monday nights, you post by Thursday, and you reply to at least 2 people by Sunday, but everything's all crammed together now because it's summer and it's just a 6-week course, but you need to make sure that you post and reply before our next meeting, which is only Wednesday. So it's definitely a lot faster paced, but not the whole thing. Are you guys already aware of the calendar for this class, how we're meeting twice a week, Monday, Wednesdays, for, I think, 4 weeks? I'll look at the calendar, and then only on Mondays. Are you all aware of that? How it changes midway to just once a week?
Yeah, I'm aware.
Okay, great. Okay, so it'll be faster paced in the beginning, and then it'll slow down, and you'll have some more breathing room. So this whole class is online, obviously, because I'm in Oregon. So it's really important to attend all the classes because there's only 9 classes altogether. So just missing one makes a huge dent. You can't get an A in the class if you miss more than 2 times. But hopefully you won't miss that, because what I've noticed is the people that struggle with the projects are, if they have not been there for the things that we've discussed, it makes a big difference. And hopefully this will also help the fact that I'm taping this, recording it. Hopefully, I'm having faith right now that it's recording away and that it's working in spite of my falling off the network. We'll see. So, Project 1 is a planning guide, and I'm going to be bringing that up and showing that to you. You've got readings involved with that to give you background for that. You're going to interview people, and you're going to start planning your unit, just doing an outline of it, and doing an exercise on Gardner's multiple intelligences and Bloom's taxonomy. So I'll show that to you. Project 2 is going to be a lesson plan, and Project 3 is a unit plan. So here are our sessions. So here's tonight, okay, introduction, and so what you're going to do is you're going to start working on Project 1, which I'll show you, and you're going to complete 4 interviews. You'll see what I'm talking about better when I show you. So basically, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but here's your whole map of our course. Okay. So our last day will be that's July 21st. Okay. So there is the syllabus. Okay. So I'm going to go to the modules, and here is session 1. You can always get to the modules to all the weeks right here. Okay, so here's session 1, which we're doing tonight, and you need to remember that this is an important place. Session 1, you'll come back to this area often because all your templates that you'll need in this course are right here in Project Templates. If I open that, you're going to see that you've got the Project 1 and 2 and 3 templates that you do need to use the template that's provided. I provided a couple of different formats to make sure that you're able to open it, but if you do have any trouble opening a template or typing into it, let me know, because I can save them in different ways and send them to you. There's a couple of samples for you to look at. To me, examples are the best tool possible because the ones that are uploaded are the ones that show what's expected for the assignment. And then there's the rubric. So even toward the end of the class, you'll come back to module number 1 to find the templates that you need for all the projects. So I'm going to go back to modules. So here's our first page, overview. Here's some inspiring photographs and quotes. Okay, the power of good teaching comes from a balance of speaking, listening, observing, and acting. And I believe that that is something that is a new concept, you know, just within the past, I don't know, maybe 20, 30 years, compared to the classrooms prior where students were just sort of sitting passively listening while teachers were doing the talking. So you can go through it by clicking next. Here's your readings and assignments for this week. Well, actually, just before Wednesday. I know it's really fast-paced, but you'll be done quicker too. So chapters 1 through 4 of Mackenzie's and 1 and 2 of Silver's. You're going to download the Project 1 Planning Guide, and that's the template that you're going to use for Project 1, which I'll lead you through. And you're going to begin thinking on Section 1, thinking about the content area that you'd like to focus on during the course. So it's for your unit plan. When you do your lesson plan, which is Project 2, that's going to be one lesson that will be just one of many from your unit plan. But you need to think tonight. You don't have to make a decision tonight, but think about the things that you enjoy teaching or that you really feel are important for students to learn, something that you can really sink your teeth into and enjoy focusing on for this whole class. Okay, so for instance, if you like teaching science, then you you're going to be specific, teaching a unit on life cycles or teaching a unit on chemical, I don't know. I don't know about chemicals, but you get the idea. You're going to make a unit, so you just need to figure out the content area that you'd like to focus on. Now here's the other thing is, even if you're teaching a unit in math or science or social studies, whatever, you need to integrate more than one content area. So let's say you're planning a unit in social studies, that's going to easily integrate language arts also. We want you using the Common Core standards for either math or language arts, and language arts integrates into almost anything, because in any content that you teach, students are going to be reading and writing. So that should be a content area that's integrated in, or math. Math could be easily integrated into a science unit. Even a social studies unit, maybe, if you're looking at population and trends and percentages, stuff like that. But you're definitely going to have more than just one content area in your unit plan. And what I'm saying right now, I am reinforcing, because it's something that people forget to do or don't do. They end up, a lot of people have turned in units with just the one content area, and you need to be integrating more than just one content area. So Section 2 of the Project 1 Planning Guide, you're going to choose 4 people in your life who show intelligent strengths in one areas of intelligence. Now, I haven't really talked at all about multiple intelligences, so just very briefly, Howard Gardner developed the theory of multiple intelligences. He is still alive, and he's still researching this theory, and so the theory is dynamic. It is still growing and changing as he is alive. So at this point, we are focusing on 8 multiple intelligences, which people have all of them. They just overlap in different amounts. Okay, so nobody's just all one and none of the others. We all have overlapping strengths, and it's just the extent to which somebody shows an extra talent or something. It's the way they best learn. It's the way they best demonstrate their understanding. So this little graphic is just a little. It's just a little graphic that reminds us of the 8 intelligences. There's musical intelligence, musical rhythmic. There's intrapersonal intelligence. People prefer to work alone, independently. They like to think about things before they actually do something or talk about it. They like to have think time, as opposed to interpersonal, which are people that prefer learning and working in groups, and they kind of need to talk to other people so that they can really understand what they're learning. And the thing with those two is that they're not mutually exclusive. Many people, including, I would say, me, can be high in both of them. Just in different contexts. Like I do like to, if I'm learning something new, I would rather read it on my own, alone, but then I do enjoy working in groups, doing projects. Obviously I love working with people because I'm a teacher, so you could be strong in a certain intelligence in different contexts. So don't think of them as being mutually exclusive. This one, I think that's a mouth. That would be your verbal linguistic learners. So a lot of reading, writing, speaking. This one is bodily kinesthetic, people that learn best through movement, using their bodies. Let's see. I'm thinking that this one, I think that's a bird on someone's hand. That would be a naturalist. Naturalist learners, people, including myself, at first usually think of naturalists as people who really like the outdoors, are into animals and nature and plants, interested in the environment, conservation, things like that. And that's all true, but there's more to it than that. And this is really important because it was something that I was missing the boat on this until I job shadowed this class with Dr. Corduff and learned about it more thoroughly. And that is that naturalists, they like to categorize things. They like to sort things. Okay, that's how they best learn. And it's not just like outside nature, plants and animals. A naturalist, someone who is strong in the naturalist strength, would be, two great examples are a chef, a great cook. That is a person who knows how to combine ingredients in ways that taste good and won't make you sick. And that's a naturalist strength right there. And then another one that's sort of similar is a pharmacist, someone who knows how to mix chemicals together in ways that will cure you and not kill you. So again, that's another example of a naturalist learner. So let me see, math logical. I'm not sure what that is. It might be the math logical. So that also, it's more than just math. It's more than just your adding, subtracting. That the logical is another part of it. They tend to think linearly, and they like things in particular sequence, so they can figure things out. That's your math logical. Now, there is the existential intelligence that Howard Gardner is still researching and has not decided whether it should be considered an intelligence on its own, by itself, a standalone intelligence. So we're not, you can talk about it if you want to, you can refer to it, but it is not one of the ones that you are required to address in this class. The existential intelligence basically would be your philosophers or people who understand philosophy very well. They could be the ones who, religion, your pastors, priests, or just people who can understand scripture more easily, more quickly than other people, people who are very intuitive. Those would all be examples of the existential strength. So, like I said, it's not included as one of the ones that you have to address in this class, but I just want to let you know that it exists, that it's being discussed and researched, because you will come across it when you're doing your reading of Howard Gardner's work. So that's just that's the multiple intelligences in a nutshell, but you'll get a much deeper understanding of them through your reading. So what you're going to do is you're going to pick 4 people that demonstrate one of the intelligences, and it's just your gut reaction. It's just your guess. And often we can identify people. We know the people who are highly musical, or we know the people who always have a book and are always reading, who would be verbal linguistic. So you'll be picking 4 people and doing interviews of them, and I will show you that interview template, so you'll better see that. So you do 4 interviews, well, this week by Wednesday, and then you'll do the other ones before next Monday, so by Sunday. Stop me if you have any questions or anything along the way. Okay, so now we're going to do something fun. You need to do this on your own. You're going to click where it says take the multiple intelligence survey, and when you do that, it's going to download an Excel document. So go ahead and do that and let me know if there's a problem with doing that. If there is, I can email it to you, because I just now downloaded it again. And go ahead and open it up once you download it.
I have a problem opening it. I got
can you email it to me too?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I also had a problem too. It said there's an error.
Okay. I'm opening it up and I will email it to all of you right now.
I had a quick question in regards to the reading.
Okay.
So if we haven't ordered the books yet, how are we supposed to have it all read by Wednesday?
I will send you some supplementary information, but you haven't ordered them yet?
No, I didn't get to. I just had surgery last week. And
Oh,
I just got home yesterday.
okay. I would
Yeah.
say, okay, I will send you a couple articles, a couple like websites. Howard Gardner's site, his own multiple intelligence website, has a lot of information, and I do have some background information I can send you that'll give you some basic understanding of the intelligences. But also, I would say go into the library while you're waiting. While you're waiting for the books to arrive, you could check, go to the library. I'm pretty sure they probably have it there.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay, hold on. Are any of you on Macs that you would like this in Pages?
No.
Okay.
Yes. Can I get it in
Yeah.
Pages, please?
Okay, yeah. I'm going to send
Me too.
it in both ways.
Yeah, mine downloaded, so you don't have to send it to me.
Okay. That's weird. You know what? Who said that it downloaded? That it did work? I
It was
can't
me,
see you.
Jerry.
Who? Chris?
Jerry.
Jerry. Okay.
Yeah.
So the rest of you, make sure that you're logged into your APU account. I will send this to you, but I want you to check this out so that you can make sure that you'll be able to access other things in Canvas. Make sure that you're logged into your APU account as well, because I think when I uploaded some of the materials, you have to be logged in there in order to have access. So check and make sure.
Yeah, I'm logged in and it won't open.
Okay. Okay. So hold on. Okay. Okay, I just sent it. So are you able to see mine on my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So once you get it open, and I'm going to give you about 5 minutes to do this. It doesn't take very long at all. You're going to go down here, and in this column right after each item, you're going to click in there, and you're going to type a 1 if you agree with the statement or if you enjoy the activity that's being described, and enter a 0 if you do not. Okay? Now, the thing is that it's not set in stone. Just go with the first thing that pops into your head. There may be some things that you kind of like, but not that much. It could be something that you like in the summer, but not in the winter. So your results here are not set in stone. Just go with what you feel most, and it'll give you a general idea of your multiple intelligence strengths. So you're going to go all the way down. There's quite a few. Okay, so you're going to, in all of these, you're going to put a 1 or a 0. And then when you get done, all the way to the bottom, you're going to click Scoring Report. Okay, so depending on whether you're looking at it in Excel or Pages, sometimes people have trouble finding the second sheet, but it is the second sheet. And when you click on that, you can see right now, I clicked on my scoring report, and it's all zeros because I haven't done anything, okay? It's blank, so they're all zeros. But once you fill it out, these are going to have numbers from 1 to 9, okay? 9 is the highest, and I don't think anyone ever gets a 0. I think 1 is the lowest. We're only looking at this side, okay? We're not even talking about or caring about the right-hand side, okay? That's a whole different subject that doesn't come up in this class. But you're going to see this, your little profile of multiple intelligence strengths, and when you're done with it, what you're going to do is drag across just the MI is multiple intelligence, just that part, and you're going to copy that, and then I'm going to lead you through it, but you're going to go into the discussion for this week and paste your results in there. Okay? So let me know if you aren't able, at this point, hopefully you're able to open my email and open this Excel or Numbers document and go ahead and fill it out. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen so I can see if anyone needs help. Okay, so let me know if there's any problems with that. Is everybody able to get to it now? Cool.
Mine doesn't open.
Even the one I emailed you doesn't?
Yeah, it's saying numbers cannot be opened while it's being updated. I don't know what it's talking about.
And you're on a Mac, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me try to send you another one. Let's see. Okay. Okay, I'm going to try to send you another one right now.
Okay.
Okay, Rachel, I just sent it.
Okay, let me try this.
Okay. Did it work, Rachel?
No, it's still saying it can't be opened.
Try try closing numbers all the way
Okay.
and then opening it. Then try and open it. Even the Excel file, it should open it up and convert it.
It opens, and then the whole left side is just black.
Huh.
Oh, there it goes. It just opened.
Yay! Cool. Good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Oh, I'm watching somebody. Oh.
Oh, I'm leaving.
Mac and cheese.
I don't think we have craft.
Oh.
Yvette?
Yes, I'm here.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm gonna mute you.
Okay.
Okay. Yvette, everybody's doing the survey, the multiple intelligence survey, and I did include you in the email because you may not be able to open it. So go ahead and go to your email and download that survey and open it up. It's an Excel, either an Excel or numbers. You can open it up in either one. Chris, are you done with yours? Yeah?
Yeah, I'm done with it. I'm uploading it to the board.
Okay. Danielle, did you get done with your survey? I muted you. Just please everybody type done, because I'm just waiting for everyone to be done and then I'll show you where to paste it. Okay. Okay, cool. And Rachel? Yeah, great. Okay. And Yvette, I'm going to go ahead, but I'll let you know that I'm taping this right now. This is the first time I've tried this, so hopefully it'll work out good. So you'll be able to go back and look at the first part of the class that you missed. Okay? So you have the form, but you can do it and upload it later on. So because I'm going to keep on going. So everybody, what I want you to do is now you have drug across your results, okay, and copied them. And so now I'm going to share my screen again and show you where to paste them, okay? So, and when I do this, I'm not going to be able to see you or read the chat comments either. So if there's something wrong or something not working, say something so I'll hear you. Okay. Okay, I'm trying to share my screen and it's being glitchy, so hold on. Come on. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so there's the survey. After doing it, you've gone to your scoring report. You drag over just the results part and copy that. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and close this. You're going to go into in Canvas. On the left-hand side, you see it says Discussions. Click on Discussions. And you're going to, it's not the first one, it's the second one, 1.2 Multiple Intelligence Survey. So click on that heading. It'll get you in there. And then Oh, wow, that you are fast. You did it yesterday. Awesome. Okay. So, so click where it says reply and go ahead and paste your results there. Okay? So while you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and describe what you're going to do after you do that. You're going to think about your results and think about your own perception of yourself, your strengths or your weaknesses as far as learning goes, as far as how you like to do things, and just discuss a little bit whether you think your results of this survey accurately align with your perceptions of who you are. And so then you're going to, tonight, okay, or tomorrow, you're going to review the survey of your course mates, of your classmates. You're going to post a reply to 2 people. You're going to look for your mirror, and your mirror is somebody who has similar strengths to you. Now, and your foil is someone who has different strengths from you. The thing is that it's not going to be a complete mirror or foil. You're not going to find someone who is exactly the same scores as you or exactly the opposite scores from you. You're going to find your mirror, look for someone who has several high scores in an area that you also have high scores. So it's not going to be all of them. You may be mirrors in one way and not in others. Okay? And the same thing with your foil. Find someone, for instance, I know myself, I'm very verbal linguistic. I'm very language artsy. And I'm weak in math. So I know that my foil would be someone who was weaker in language arts but stronger in math logical. That would be my foil. Okay? Now, the reason that this is important is that during this class, you're going to be working on your projects, and you may bounce ideas off each other. When you're developing your lesson plan and your unit plan, it's important that the point of this class is that you are able to address all your students' needs and really enhance their learning experience, even if their preferences or intelligences are not yours. We often find ourselves teaching in ways that are most comfortable for ourselves, and that's the thing. We need to make sure that we're teaching in ways that are comfortable for everybody at some point. So while you're developing your activities, you might get stuck coming up with an activity. Let's say, for example, musical. Let's say that you are not a very musical person and you are stuck in that area. You just can't think of any good activities that would address musical learners. That's when you would look for your foil, someone who is real strong in musical, and ask them for ideas. And you'll be helping them in the areas where they may be weaker. So with your mirror, that is somebody who you may work very well with and come up with really great ideas together and work very easily with each other, but it's going to be focused to an area where you're both very comfortable. So it is important to have both mirrors and foils in our lives. When you think about it, people do have, think about your work relationships, like in staff meetings and stuff. I know that if I were doing a project, there are people that I work with very easily, and we get each other, we understand what we're thinking and what we're talking about. And there's others that are we're kind of on different pages. We do things differently. But if you're doing a project, you want that well-rounded viewpoint, well-rounded points of view. So you're coming up with something that's good for everybody. My other example is if I were going to build a house, I think I'd be really good at designing it with cool things. Like making it cool looking and have interesting things in it, you know, like a cool library, or I'd kind of like to have revolving bookshelves and things. But I would be no good at the math logical part of looking at blueprints and figuring out how to put it together and measuring it and putting it together so it doesn't fall down. So just in the idea of a house, different people would have different talents to bring to the project. Okay, so that's what you're going to do with these results, is you're going to look for someone who's your mirror, at least in a couple of areas, and someone who's your foil, and you're going to post a greeting to both of those people and just sort of discuss both of your results, how you're similar, how you're different. Okay? So, and when you read this, post an initial response within 48 hours. Remember, these have not been changed. I fixed the dates on the syllabus, but this is basically just imported right from the last term. So your initial response is actually right now. You're putting your own reflections, your own results, and your reflection about your results. So that's your first post, and you're going to make sure that you reply to a classmate by Wednesday, okay, to 2 classmates. So are there any questions about that? Are you all able to go ahead and paste yours in? So I'm going to be quiet for a while and let you go ahead and do that, and just a little discussion here about the results and how you feel about them.
I'm having a hard time pasting my chart.
Is it all weird looking?
Well, it looks fine on Excel, but when I paste it on the message board, it looks fine until I press done. Then it doesn't show it. It's like a broken link or something.
Could you take a screenshot and then upload it as or embed an image?
As a picture, okay.
Yeah. And again, go ahead and type done in the chat box, all of you, so I'll know when to go on. I don't want to rush you. So just write done when you have pasted your results, and just a few sentences talking about what you thought about your results. Great.
Dr. Rodriguez?
Yes.
Oh, we're just replying on our own right now, right? On our on the discussion post?
Yes. You don't have to be looking for your mirrors or foils yet. Just your own reflections on your results. So
Okay, got it.
I have that Danielle, Emily, and Yvette and Rachel are done.
Okay.
Okay, Jerry. Okay, Chris. And Josiah, how about you? Cool. Okay, great. Okay, so it's kind of a fun little way to get sort of a look at yourself, your tendencies, your preferences, but remember that in regard to you and in regard to your students, other people that you know, it's not set in stone. It's not concrete. And people can change depending on how they're feeling, the weather, things like that. So they all sort of overlap. So it's just a general idea. It should never be used. These kind of surveys or the theory of multiple intelligences in its own right should never be used to label anybody. Basically, what you're going to be doing is through this class delving into ways to meet a whole variety of learner types. And when you think about this, you can think at first that sounds overwhelming because you're thinking, well, I've got 27, 30 students, and they're all different variations. That all of them would do this survey differently, which is true. So the trick is not differentiating instruction 30 different ways. The trick is making sure that you include activities in whatever lesson, whatever unit that you're teaching, that you do design and include activities that at some point will reach every student. So you're not just aiming particularly at one student or another at any particular time. You're providing a wide variety of activities. Does that make sense? You're going to be broadening your repertoire of teaching strategies and tools, especially through technologies. You're going to be coming out with sort of just a bigger, fuller toolbox for that. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen again. Okay. Okay, so I'm here in. I'm going to go back to the modules. Okay, so we did that activity, and then if you click Next, you're going to get to the project templates. Now, I'd like you guys to go ahead and download all of Project 1, but if there's a problem, if it doesn't work, go to your email, because while you guys were doing your discussion post there with your survey, I emailed you with the template and samples and the rubric. So one way or another, you should be able to get them. I just want to make sure you can access them. But I'm going to go ahead and open up the Project 1 template, so you don't actually have to type in anything right now. Just watch me. I just want to make sure that that you're able to get to them. So let's see. Okay, it's opening up. Okay. So there is the Project 1 Planning Guide. Are you able to see it on my screen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you see that there are 3 parts to this Project 1. Okay? So you're only going to be working on parts 1 and 2 right now. All 3 sections are due, it says during the 5th week of class, but that means they're due the 5th class. Okay? In a normal during the year term, the 5th week of class is class number 5. So don't just take out the word week. It's due class number 5. So you're going to work on section 1 and 2. You're going to work on section 2. This probably should change this to fit just summer. I think I will work on that because it's a bit confusing. But I'm going to tell you that right now, don't worry about section 3 yet because it'll just overwhelm you at this point. You're going to focus on sections 1 and 2. Okay? So the comments in this discussion are intended to assist you in completing the assignment. After filling in the appropriate items, delete the comment bubbles and this page and save the document in the proper format. So I'd like you to save your documents, your last name, dot, project1.educ522, and then the date. Okay? So you're going to save it like that, but you're going to take off this whole first page after you're done working on it. So here is section 1, meetings with experts. People you know who display traits of each multiple intelligence. Please use this table to document reflections from your meetings with people you have chosen to help you in completing each MI row of the grid below. Now, when they say expert, that means whatever person you're talking to. So the expert might be a 5-year-old. Okay? So don't think of an expert like a scientist. It's just whoever you decide to pick to talk to interview them about how they learn, how they do things, their preferences. And like I said before, it's just your best guess who you pick. You should have a different person for each one. Don't pick the same person for 2 or 3 different intelligences. They should all be different people. And you don't have to go in order because you might know somebody really fast. Right off the tip of your tongue, you may know somebody who's very verbal linguistic, someone who reads a lot or writes a lot, loves to read, and so you're just, you know that person, you just know, you have a feeling that they're verbal linguistic. But then when you think bodily kinesthetic, you don't know, it doesn't just jump right to your head. So go ahead and do whatever 4 rows you want to do first. Okay? So you're going to put the person's name here. You're going to, where it says reflection, you're going to explain why you chose that person. What is it that they do that demonstrated to you that they were strong in whatever particular intelligence? And then over on the right-hand side, you're going to discuss what you learned in general about that strength. Don't write specifically about that person. Okay? Let's say that the verbal linguistic learner over here is named Bruce. Don't say, I learned that Bruce likes to read every night before he goes to sleep. This should be generalized, okay, to be talking about all students that are the same multiple intelligence strength, okay? So don't talk on this side. This is an area where a lot of people revert back and start talking about the person instead of the strength. And also relate it to your readings. You're going to be reading about these intelligences, so put in here your reflections about that person, you know, in the things that you discovered in light of what you read also. So this area should be really what you learned about that strength by talking to this person. Also, in this last column, you need to include at least one strategy that you could do in a classroom to address that type of learner. Okay? So there are eight rows, but you're only going to do 4 of them before our next meeting on Wednesday. Now, when we meet Wednesday at 4:45, you guys will each share what you discovered. The MIs that you delved into, the people, tell us what you discovered, what you found out. And so you'll only have 4 rows done at that time, and then you'll finish the next 4 before next Monday. So before I go on, are there any questions about this? These are some example
Yes,
questions.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Where is the project templates? I couldn't find it on Canvas. What tab is it?
It's Module 1, and within Module 1, project templates is one of the headings.
Okay, great, thanks.
Okay. So notice that there's examples of questions that you could ask these people, and you know, this is to help you, but you don't have to submit your questions and their answers. You're just going to summarize it here and discuss your reflections about it and what you learned about the strength, but you do not have to actually submit for each person the exact questions you asked and what they said. Another question that people ask is, do we have to give them that survey that you guys took today? No, you don't have to do that, but a lot of people like to do that with their person just out of curiosity, especially to see if it aligns with what they thought or what the person thought. So it can give you some insights into the person. A lot of people like giving the survey to their whole class, which I think is a really great way at the beginning of a year to really get a little bit of a clue about your students so that you can, right from the very start, have an idea of the kind of learners that are in your class. But
Dr. Rodriguez? When we put what I learned about this strength, that's more based off of the interview or off of the reading, or both?
Both.
Okay.
Both together, and you're going to have a better idea in a second when I show you an example.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
So before I go down to the next part, to part 2, are there any other questions about the interviews? You may have questions or a better understanding when I show you an example. Part 2 is the Project 1 overview. Okay? So you're going to put your name, your unit title. So like I said, take a couple of days. Of course, this class is very fast, so you can't take too long, but take a couple of days to really think about what you want your unit to be about. It can be a unit that you have taught before. That's okay. You're just going to be enhancing it and adding to it, basically adding activities that address all 8 multiple intelligences and really integrating a lot more current technologies into the unit. But it's fine if it's a unit that you've taught before. That can even be really good because you might have artifacts that you can take pictures of or student work that you could use in your final unit. Because you're going to be making a video at the end, and having some graphic examples would be great. So your unit objectives, okay, and see if I put my mouse there, the comments open up. Unit objectives are stated clearly and includes details, like the students will be able to use the information they learn in this unit about food and exercise to make healthy choices. Think of unit objectives in terms of the end result. What is it that you want your students to know or be able to do at the end of the unit? And it really helps to list the objectives in this form. Students will be able to. And you may have, 4 or 5 different objectives, but word each one of them. Students will know or students will be able to. And then it'll be in that form as their end result. The Common Core Standards, there's a link to them right there. So you're actually going to go to the Common Core Standards and you're going to copy and paste the specific standards in here that your unit is going to address. And as I said before, you're going to have at least 2 content standards. Make sure that you put headings. like English language arts or science or history. You're going to copy and paste even the initials and the numbers so that anybody that is doing this unit would be able to do it easily. They'd be able to find exactly the standards that you're referring to. And then the technology standards, you can find these on the International Society for Technology and Education website. So if you go to here, to ISTE, there are 3 different sets of standards. There's technology standards for students, technology standards for teachers, and technology standards for administrators. And so for you guys, even though, yes, it is important to know and think about the standards for teachers, for this course, you're only going to need to worry about the standards for students. So, oh, look at that. They've even got standards for coaches now, which they didn't have before. So you're going to click on Standards for Students and download the ISTE standards. So you see that there's 6. There's 6 different standards. Now your unit is not going to address all of them. Okay? Remember, this is just one unit in your year. So hopefully throughout the year you'll address these different standards, but your unit does not have to address all 6 of them. So you're really going to think about your unit and what things here that your unit's going to integrate, and you'll just copy and paste those standards that your unit is addressing. Okay? And that's what's going to go here where it says technology standards. Where it says why this subject, this is just where you are going to discuss why you chose this subject, if it's something that you're just really passionate about, that you really love this subject or are interested in it, or it might be because you feel very strongly that students need to learn this subject, whatever it is that made you choose it. Here where it says unit summary, summary has details as to what the students will do. There should be key words that's associated with multiple intelligences within this summary. So, for instance, if you say, and I'm just coming off the top of my head with this, students will read independently, and then in parentheses you'd put intrapersonal, and then they will think, pair, share, then you'll put in parentheses interpersonal, to discover the reasoning behind the character's motives, parentheses, math logical. So, and I'm going to show you an example, but you should definitely have the multiple intelligence keywords within the summary. Okay, so that's part 2, and I'm going to show you how that looks when it's done. Part 3 we will go over later, because like I said, it's enough to throw at you for one night, and this is not due until class number 5. So I'll wait till you get going before I go over that grid. So I'm going to close this and open up a really good example. Okay. Let's see. Project 1. Okay, so here is an example of Project 1. Okay, the order of things was changed. Dr. Corduff ended up putting the interview grid first because it's the first thing you actually start working on. So, but just on here, Section 2 is Section 1 and Section 1 is Section 2. But here's the teacher's name. The unit is on the circulatory circulatory system, the unit objectives, what students will be able to do at the end of the unit, content standards, notice life sciences, physical principles in living systems. Okay, so she's identifying exactly which content standard it is, and then down here, Common Core reading standards for literacy in science and technical subjects. So, and down here, Common Core writing standards for literacy in history, social studies, science, and technical subjects. So she's got several different standards, content standards, integrated in this unit. The basic thing is the circulatory system, but of course, reading and writing are coming into it, and those standards should be addressed there. So you're just copying and pasting from the website there. It's kind of lengthy, and that's okay. Okay. So here, technology standards. So she does have all 6 of the standards, but notice that not all of the subtopics within each one are listed. She identified the specific things that she was doing in her unit and which technology standards were addressed there. Why the subjects? So she explains why she picked it. She loves the outdoors and nature. And then unit summary. This is one part where what's missing are in parentheses, telling which MI is being addressed. So where it says students will learn and demonstrate their understanding of the importance of the circulatory system. Here, students will create written, and I'd put right here verbal linguistic, and illustrated in parentheses would be visual spatial, which now when I say that I realize that I forgot to talk about that one. So visual spatial, meaning art, drawing, the ability to see things in depth and understand them. So there's your illustrations. Accurately label and color a diagram of the circulatory system would be visual spatial. Verbal descriptions would be verbal linguistic. So have in parentheses those keywords. Okay? So then here is the meeting with experts. Okay? Here's the name of her person, why she chose this person, and through the interview, I discovered this intelligence allows students to show what they know in writing and or verbal recording when face-to-face is not comfortable to them. Students with this MI would benefit from opportunities to read information and then repeat verbally or write out answers. So she does give a strategy here that she could use with that particular type of learner, and she does that for each one of them. But I will show you that there are some examples that are even clearer because they actually put in bold letters strategy. Sort of cut it up so that you could actually see. So let's see if I can get another great example. Okay. Okay, not that one. I mean, this is great. There's a lot of depth here. But if I can find an example that'll show it, the person will write about what they learned about the intelligence and then skip down a line and put strategy and list something that they could do with that kind of learner. While I'm looking around, are there any questions so far about what you've seen in the example?
I think I'm okay.
Okay. Remember that as the week goes along, if you're confused about anything, please let me know. You can email me, you can text me. Let me know and I will help you. And as far as submitting the project goes, before you submit it officially in Canvas, it's a good idea to send me your rough draft so that I would like that from everybody. When we meet Wednesday, I'd like to see what you have so far because I want to make sure that you are on the right path. I don't want you to continue going on if you're not on the right path. Let's see. Yeah, I'm having trouble finding exactly the example that I want, but I will find it and I will send it to you guys tonight. So the rubric is also going to show you what you need to do, what needs to be in this project. And basically the rubric for Project 2 and Project 3 are pretty much the same, except that one is just one lesson and the other one is going to be a whole unit. Come on, rubric. While I'm waiting for that to open, you know what? That's what I'm going to have you guys do. I'm going to have you guys go into the discussions. While I find a really great example, I want you guys to go into the discussions and go ahead and do discussion 1.1. 1.2 was the survey, the multiple intelligence survey. But 1.1 is your course goals. What are your goals in this course? Now that you're here, what do you want to glean from this course? Is there something that you're really interested in learning more about through this course? And I see that Danielle has already posted. So go ahead, and this is something that you need to do tonight anyway. So I want you to go ahead and post in discussion 1.1. Okay? And I'm going to look for a great example. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Okay, I just typed in the chat box. Type done when you're done posting in 1.1. I have a couple of great examples to show you. Project 1. Let me know when you're done, so I'll go on. Okay, thanks, Yvette. Okay. Okay, great. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen again. And Chris, I'm going to share your wife's project.
Yay.
Yeah. She did a wonderful job and addressed all the needed parts. Let me find it again. Okay, I've got so many things open here. I need to find it. Hold on. There it is. Okay. Are you guys able to see the project?
Yeah.
Okay. So, meeting with experts. Okay. For verbal linguistics, she chose Lauren. Okay. She chose her because she's a master of conversation, loves to use words and their meanings in many different ways. She loves to use big vocabulary terms. So she talks about what she learned from the interview, okay, and what she discovered that this intelligence allows students with this MI to show what they know in writing and or verbal recording when face-to-face is not comfortable to them. This is a great point too because it can really relate to e-learning, to online learning. Some students may really have difficulty face-to-face and blossom if they are in an online environment, and vice versa. There are some students that do very poorly in an online environment and they hate it because they need the face-to-face. So that's an important insight. Then Terry goes ahead and starts talking about strategies. Okay, Lauren's MI would benefit from opportunities to read information and then repeat verbally or write out the answers by using technology such as the computer. What I also learned is that she loves to use big vocabulary terms when I talk to her. The technology activities that I would use for students with this MI is electronic mail, speech recognition devices such as games online. I really liked that Terry brought technology into each one of these. She didn't just say a strategy that she could use with each one. She made sure to use current technologies to address each of these learner types, because that's part of this class, is really bringing teaching and learning to a higher level than it's ever been previously because of the tools that we have, the tools that our students have available to them that can really enhance the activities. So in each one of these, she does that. She discusses what she learned about the MI, and then she talks about students with this MI would use assistive technologies such as a mouse and joysticks where they could play video games such as the Wii. Okay, that's bodily kinesthetic. So throughout the same pattern, and then the Project 1 overview. Okay, I really admired that Terry was able to integrate writing and reading standards. PE is often a very difficult topic for people to choose for this class, for this assignment, because of the need to integrate technology and several content standards. And that's kind of challenging. It can be with PE, but she did a really good job of it. So she's got her PE standards here, but then you go down and she's also got writing standards for literacy in history, social studies, science, and technical subjects, because she has her students researching about the game itself. Okay, so it's more than just teaching them to play it. Here she's got her technology standards. Again, notice that she's got standard 1, 2, and 5, and only certain sub standards in there. She has explained why she chose the subject, and then here's the important thing. Unit summary. Students will learn and demonstrate their understanding by participating in Ultimate Frisbee through various individual and group activities, reading hands-out, hands-on activity, and multimedia activities. Students will create written and illustrated vocabulary flashcards. I'm going to skip down right here. They'll use all 8 intelligences. By verbal learners will use their verbal strengths to discuss with classmates, write in their weekly reflections, and present, as well as using key term flashcards. So she covers each one. Interpersonal learners, activities they'll do. Bodily kinesthetic learners, activities they'll do. So her summary shows that she has a basic understanding now of the 8 different intelligences, and that she's going to be having those in mind when she develops her unit. So those are the words that I want to see in this summary. Okay, all 8 of the MIs. Okay, and I'll just give you a quick glance. That's how it looks. That's all you get to see right now. Okay, so is that pretty clear what you guys will be doing for parts 1 and 2? Remember that you're not doing all of the interviews yet, just 4 of them. And then when we regroup on Wednesday, we'll make sure that everybody understands that you're on the right track, and I think the following 4 will be easier to do because you'll have a really good handle on that. Okay, I'm going to open up a PowerPoint presentation, but let me know right first if there's any questions or comments or anything.
I just had a question. If we mute our mics, it won't have us show up on the screen, right? Does that prevent that from happening?
If you mute your...
I feel like if people make a noise, it makes their face pop up on the screen. Sometimes when you're showing documents, it's useful to know that.
That's true. When you speak, it flashes to your face.
Okay, just wanted to clarify.
Okay. Okay, so I am going to share my screen. And there is, in Canvas, and it's in Module 1, this is a PowerPoint presentation that we're going to use just for the first 3 class meetings. Somebody tell me, are you able to see my PowerPoint?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is going to go really fast because I already covered most of the stuff that's in here. I'm just going to go through this so that I make sure that yes, we did cover the things we need to cover. So we did the course introductions. Actually, let's stop there. Yvette, we didn't hear from you. Can you go ahead and tell us about you? Are you teaching, and what grades? What are your plans, and what are you doing?
I'm currently a child development teacher. I just finished my credentialing program.
Huh?
I'm looking for a job. Hopefully,
did you say staff development?
No, I just finished my credentialing program. I am a child development teacher. I teach 2 and 3-year-olds right now.
Okay. I didn't hear you. I thought you said staff development, but it's child development. Okay,
Yes.
great. Cool. So are you interviewing for, are you wanting a job at the preschool level or higher grades?
Higher grades. I already have one at the toddler level, hoping for kindergarten or to 6th grade.
Okay, great. Well, we will keep you in our prayers for your interviews this summer.
Thank you.
That's exciting. Okay. So this class focuses on the 3 learner goals. Okay, ethical professionals able to understand and articulate the integration of a Christian worldview with their discipline in their communities of practice. I have always been a public school teacher, so as many of you, if you're teaching in the public school, you can't really be talking specifically about your beliefs as a Christian, but your Christian worldview, your philosophy, it underlies the things that we do. So I can see it reflected in my teaching, in my life as a teacher. I have read many times to my students the books of Narnia, which, although they are a Christian allegory, they're also a very popular and interesting, enjoyable secular books that teach really important, Christian values like honesty and integrity and courage, things like that. So there's that. Another thing that I can see it reflected in my teaching is my commitment to teaching my students to be honest. I teach them not to plagiarize and what that is, things like that. So we don't really have to put a label on it, but you'll see that in the discussion in the second session, there's how you see your faith reflected in your teaching. I'm sorry, a scratchy throat. So responsive professionals who practice reflective critical thinking and informed scholarly professionals, which means we're always learning. We're always trying to improve our craft and staying current on technology is one example. Know the Common Core standards, staying current on what's happening in education. But the exciting thing about educational technology is that there's always something new to learn. And my personal philosophy behind that is pedagogy before technology. And that means that part of this class is making sure that you figure out when to use a particular technology, really making sure that it fits the lesson, that it's the right tool to use. Oftentimes, and I know that I've done this, I've gone to technology conferences and I get really excited about things that I learn, or new tools, new gadgets, and I come back all excited and I want to show my students everything. And on one hand, they get excited too, but on the other hand, it can be really overwhelming and defeat my purpose. So I've learned that I need to slow down and really think about the tools that I'm showing them and think about the content that I'm teaching and what is the right tool to use at a particular time. It's not always going to be electronic. So that's part of it. So our course objectives, remember that as I said before, it's cognition, standards, and multiple intelligences. So learning how to differentiate instruction and also integrating current technologies to enhance their learning experiences. Okay, so you're going to, although there are other theories of learning and theories of cognition, we're focusing on Gardner's multiple intelligences. There are other surveys, other learning styles and preferences that I know you've heard of. For instance, the 3 modalities, auditory, visual, and kinesthetic. That's one. Another one is there's the Myers-Briggs personality survey, and like different personality types having different preferences in regard to how they learn. So there's lots of different theories out there. There's a lot, and there's a lot of important things out there, but for this class we're focusing on the multiple intelligences. And also on Bloom's taxonomy, making sure that we help our students rise to higher and higher levels of cognition. Here's the course texts. Meeting schedule, never mind that. It's not on Adobe Connect. I use Adobe Connect when there are more than 10 people because then it starts popping people out of Google Hangouts. But I'm really happy that there's only 7 of you because now I know how to record the sessions, and I could never figure that out on Adobe Connect. So it'll be nice having that to refer back to. Okay, so initial initial response. The first one will be due by Wednesday, and then Wednesday night's class it'll be due by Friday, and then you'll have to respond to your classmates before we meet again on Monday. The course activities in this course are the class discussion, which we're doing right now live, the threaded discussions, and the 3 projects. And there's the naming convention for your files. So the course documents are embedded in the weekly activities in Canvas. I will go back through Canvas and see if there are glitches in the downloads, and I'll make sure those are all up and working. But I'll always email you things too. And what I try to do is I send out a little highlights notes of each class so that it'll remind you of what we covered, and if there's certain handouts, I'll attach those, the templates and rubrics and samples, to the email. Okay, so you're going to submit your assignments in Canvas in the assignments link, but remember that you can send me as many drafts as you want to ask, if you have questions or if you just want to know that you're on the right track. Submit those to me just as attachments to email. So the course projects, the first one you're doing is the planning guide, which is 3 parts. And then project 2 is the lesson plan, and project 3 is the unit plan. Student project rubrics for both the lesson plan and unit plan they're pretty much the same, just one's extended. And here are some handy websites for you. So ways of knowing talents, gifts, and aptitudes. They're abilities that are above and beyond the realm of simple human understanding. Just gifts or talents that each person has their own unique abilities. Learning styles are fixed modes of understanding that a learner uses regardless of instructional context. And intelligences, conduits of cognition that can be flexibly applied across the curriculum in various contexts by all learners. So remember that everybody has a mixture of the intelligences, just different levels. Okay, and we're thinking about learners, learning deficit versus untapped potential. There is a cartoon that's hanging up right now a few feet away from me in the staff bathroom that I love. I'm going to scan it and put it up in this class because it really relates to what we're studying. There's a quote by Einstein, and I'm not going to remember exactly how it's worded, but something that that everybody is a genius in some way. That basically it says if you judge, I think something like if you judge an elephant on its ability to fly, it will think it's a failure. Something like that. So with multiple intelligences, intelligence depends on the context and what's needed. Knowing how to read and write are important intelligences in most of our environments that we find ourselves in here, but it might not be an important intelligence at all if you were trying to survive in the Arctic. So when we look at our learners, we need to not see their different styles as deficits. We need to take advantage of the intelligent strengths that they have. So you already did the survey. Okay. Think about your unit, what you're going to be teaching and creating the unit about. You've got your assignments. And next week, you're going to the movies. By the way, I'm going to tell you right now, my Mac is going to die because I ran out of the library that's all surrounded in bricks, and I'm getting a low battery notice. So if I go away, I've pretty much covered everything that we need to do. But anyway, next week, we are going to be looking at different video clips and looking at the characters and discussing the different multiple intelligences that the characters display in the video clips. Okay? And that's going to be fun, and feel free to bring a snack. And so that is pretty much it.
That's not next week, that's Wednesday, right?
Wednesday, you're right. You're right. I need to, my last class of this just ended. I posted the final grades yesterday, and this starts, and I'm here at my elementary school, which the last day of school is tomorrow, so everything's kind of going on at the same time. And now I don't seem to be able to close this. Come on. Okay. Okay, so there we are. Okay, and I'm back. So there it is for tonight. So you have your interviews to get started and some reading to do and thinking about your unit. So let me know in the meantime if you have any questions. Email, call, text, whatever. I'm here for you. So I always make it a habit of being the last one here in case anyone has, if anybody wants to talk to me alone. I will be posting the URL to the video once I figure this out, because I haven't done this before. But I will be sending you the URL to the video, so if you want to, like Yvette, you can go back to the beginning when we met and see what you missed there. And just for all of you, it's great to have for review. So I'm going to say good night. Okay, great, Yvette. And thank you. It was great meeting all of you, and I think that you're going to enjoy this class. I love teaching it because it's really fun and interesting. I love the multiple intelligences, and I love technology. So I think you will too. Okay, thanks everybody. I'll see you Wednesday at 4:45. Okay, I'm going to start walking before my computer dies. So if you want to talk to me alone, I'm still here. But
I just had a question real fast. You said that, because actually for the books, the 2 books, I haven't gotten them either because I told her that we wouldn't need a book. And actually, I had a friend of mine was in your last class, and she said that I really didn't need the book either. So I didn't order the book.
Okay.
But
I will send you the information that I have. I've got a couple of PDFs on Gardner's theories and stuff, so I'll go ahead and send that to you. I would like you to get the books, though, because they are important books. They have great information in them, and like I said, you can find them for a penny. So you're only paying for shipping and handling through Amazon. So, but in the meantime, I will send you PDFs tonight.
All right, thanks a lot. Sounds good.
Okay. Okay,
Bye.
thanks. Bye. Hey, Yvette. You're muted. Wait, can you unmute, or I'm... Yeah, you need to unmute yourself. There you go. Okay.
Okay, where do I look for the recorded hour?
I need to figure that out. I haven't even stopped broadcasting yet, so when I stop, I guess I'll get a link to it. I don't know. This is the first time I've done this. But as soon as I get a link, it's a YouTube link, and so I'll send everybody that link.
Thank you very much, and I apologize.
Okay.
I had to go back to work today. I was on a leave of absence, and the person I was covering did not come back in time, so I apologize for that.
Okay, no, it's okay. I wanted to make sure that you actually were getting the invitations and that it wasn't a technical glitch or some problem.
No.
So,
no.
okay, great.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, take care. Okay, bye.